The extreme right-wing ideology that inspired the Christchurch mosque killer has been promoted so effectively by the far right that it has entered mainstream political discourse, new analysis reveals.
Here's a summary of the article.
The extreme right-wing ideology that inspired the Christchurch mosque killer has been promoted so effectively by the far right that it has entered mainstream political discourse, new analysis reveals. Researchers have found that organized far-right networks are pushing a conspiracy known as the Great Replacement theory to the extent that references to it online have doubled in 4 years, with more than 1.5 million on Twitter alone, a total that is rising exponentially. Julia Ebner, co-author of the report at ISD, said, "It's shocking to see the extent to which extreme right concepts such as the Great Replacement theory and calls for remigration have entered mainstream political discourse and are now referenced by politicians who head states and sit in parliaments." Far-right propagandists primarily use mainstream platforms such as Facebook, YouTube and Twitter as avenues to disseminate material to audiences, while fringe platforms remain safe havens for the initiated to radicalize further. Jacob Davey, co-author of the report at ISD, said, "Social media platforms are built to promote clickbait content to get more users liking, sharing and commenting. This research shows how the extreme right is exploiting this to boost hateful content in the form of memes, distorted statistics, and pseudo-scientific studies. Through slick branding and savvy online campaigns, the far-right identitarian youth movement, whose members include neo-Nazis, has been instrumental in spreading far-right propaganda online. The report provides comprehensive evidence of how the Great Replacement and white genocide theories have influenced violent attacks, and shows their ongoing impact on political rhetoric in North America and Europe.
This post received a score of 18,494, with an upvote ratio of 75%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The theory emerged in France in 2014 and has become a dominant concept of the extreme right, focusing on a paranoia that white people are being wiped out through migration and violence. It received increased scrutiny after featuring in the manifesto of the gunman who killed 51 people in the Christchurch attacks in New Zealand in March.
While it may not have been called the Great Replacement, the idea that the population rate of Muslims was greater than Westerners and thus will grow to dominate and replace Western societies has been around for a long time. I remember on a pre-Facebook anime forum I frequented, people were posting this and sharing YouTube videos. I'm sure it has existed far longer than that. It might even be a common historical nationalist idea.
What's weird is that the article treats this as if it's a newer philosophy. White genocide and replacement has been the far right's go-to conspiracy for a long time. IIRC, it's even referenced in American History X.
This research makes the flying leap between noticing facts about reality and insane mass murder. When you only allow the far right to talk about certain facts, you get Trump and increased far-right populism. Do people really think there's no connection between the tectonic migration shift of 2014 and the rise of nationalist populism? Please. Nor the French nightclub attack, nor the other jihadist attacks.
I don't entirely agree, but I think you have a point. There wasn't really a space to have a reasonable discussion about the potential negative effects of immigration. And when a right-winger asks me, what benefit is it for us to take so many immigrants? I don't really have a solid answer. Buzzwords like diversity don't really do it.
It's why the alt-right was created. To mainstream unacceptable ideology through recruiting ordinary people ousted by society to spread those ideas as the only alternative to wildly exaggerated arguments about progressive politics. They disassociated hate from Nazis and created a non-existent enemy to sell the whitewashed ideology.
Greater than it's why the alt-right was created. It's also why it's called alt-right instead of white supremacy.
Yeah, I dunno why people embraced that word. Words matter and alt-right sounds like an industrial band. Quit catering to these people and acknowledging their validity. They're ignorant racist fuckwits and time people mocked then openly, in every facet of society. Quit normalizing them. Stop using the terminology and quit giving these people platforms to use.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.